All right, folks, here we are. We're back. It's Monday, and I'm Tom Young, and I'm here to raise your sights, give you a target to shoot for, and a way to hit the bullseye. That's the uniqueness of what I do. Helping people think differently, see things differently, measure differently, and therefore end up with different results. You can find me at anchor.fm.com as my podcast called Money Shifts. And you can also find me on Facebook at the Family Money Farm Group. We are a vibrant group of people that is really still have dreams. We have not allowed others to steal our dreams. So we stay focused and stay connected and stay in the hunt for what we really want out of life. And we're doing this series, and today is part number 9. What is infinite banking? Actuarial science. Now, infinite banking, the concept of infinite banking is exactly what it is. It's a concept of money management. What I wrote about in my book, The Family Money Farm, you can get that going across up above. Family Money Farm, the CFO Project, and Financial Mastery Coaching, The Blueprint. So those are my 2 newest books. You can get them for free by going to cfo-project.com and streaming across the top of the screen. It's really about multi-generational wealth, and it's creating planning that changes the dynamic of the way you save money. I have been able to find money for people that allows them to save astonishing amounts of money and thereby creating unbelievable amounts of wealth that they had no idea that actually even could be created. This is not get rich quick. It requires patience and belief and faith to get ahead. But there is more and more evidence that this is actually working every day for literally hundreds of thousands, millions of people across the United States, because I know a group of people, I know them well, other advisors that do similar to what I do. When you understand BOLI, bank-owned life insurance, and COLI, C-O-L-I, corporate-owned life insurance, it sort of takes the veil, pulls the curtain back, like the Wizard of Oz, the guy behind the curtain, pulling all the buttons and all of that. That is where we are as consumers in America. Actuarial science was created eons ago, and it's the study of large numbers. In other words, if they look at a large enough number of people doing something, involved in something, living their lives, and now you want to measure, well, how many are going to die at a given age? How many of them are going to get sick at a given age? In other words, this actuarial science, where they examine millions and millions of lives, they can create unbelievable accurate statistics that can be a great meter, predictor of who's going to die, who's going to get sick, how long you're going to live, and on and on and on. And with this science, this actuarial science that is used across the spectrum in many, many different ways, I want to focus on life insurance, because we are all being told, the music in the advertising is, buy term and invest the difference has been around forever, decades. I've been at this 49 years, and I've heard that since the beginning of my career. Now, I don't believe there's anything wrong with good term insurance, because when you're younger and have a family and a lot of financial responsibility, you need to be insured properly. And young people don't have the financial wherewithal to buy permanent insurance in the large enough amount to protect their economic human life value. Their economic human life value is the net present value of their earning ability for the rest of their lives. That is the maximum amount of life insurance that an insurance company would issue. Now, when you get to more chronologically gifted years, retirement, the measurement changes a little bit because it's usually 1 times your assets at that time to determine a viable face amount of death benefit. Now, all of this being said, everybody thinks, well, gee, that costs a lot of money, doesn't it? Cost is not the correct word because life insurance of the right kind. Now, I hear people say, well, I buy that life insurance and when I die, they're going to pay this amount of dollars of death benefit, but they're going to keep all of my cash value. That is absolutely correct when you deal with 99% of the insurance policies, insurance companies that offer some kind of life insurance. But when you're dealing with dividend-paying mutual life insurance companies, I don't know anybody that dies along the way that doesn't get a death benefit generally greater than the original death benefit and the cash value plus then, okay? Now, let me ask you a question, and I'd really like you to think. If there wasn't any profitability in the life insurance business, why are there 800 plus insurance companies out there selling life insurance for a profit for their stockholders? And life insurance companies for 150, 200 years in America have been a very, very profitable proposition. Now, I know that when a person dies, husband and wife, when one of them dies, they're going to lose a large segment of their monthly income when one of those two dies. So why wouldn't you want a plan that would replace those dollars when a person dies tax-free? Did you understand what I asked? If I can show you how to buy life insurance with no additional out-of-pocket cost, there would be an ever-increasing death benefit that would be paid in the future, guaranteed. Along the way, there would be cash value that you could utilize and leverage to take care of emergencies and or take advantage of opportunities in your life, all without ever involving the federal government, a 1099, or taxes of any kind. How much would you want to create if you could do that with no additional out-of-pocket cost? That's as simple as I can make it, folks. That's really what I do. I help people find money that they're wasting and losing unknowingly and unnecessarily. And that doesn't mean somebody's doing it bad. It's the way we've been programmed to think. Because the financial world, Wall Street, the government needs tax dollars that they are so in the hole they will never get out. So there's going to be a constant ring of the bell for more and more and more tax money to be paid to Washington, D.C. And all of that comes down to how we are programmed to think. I mean, if I wanted to talk about a conspiracy theory, we could talk about the CIA and their inherent relationship with Hollywood and the movies that they make, because when you sit and watch a movie, doesn't that affect, it puts information in your mind that at some future date, some future time, you gather and you go for that information, and your mind does not know the difference between truth and non-truth. They do not know the difference between, well, this information came from a movie I watched 15 years ago, and I may be making a decision about my financial future. I may be making a decision about my marriage. See, that's the part of this that Napoleon Hill taught me in the book Think and Grow Rich. Everything you allow into your mind goes into your subconscious, into your archives. And at some moment in time, you're in an emergency situation or you're looking for a piece of information. So you go down into your subconscious mind and you seek out and find this piece of information. But there's no label on it that tells you that, well, this is false. This was gathered in a movie you watched some time ago. If you think about it, folks, look at what's going on around the world. Step back from the world and view it as a movie, and you will see things going. I remember as a kid, I used to watch a program on Saturday morning called Buck Rogers. And when you would watch that TV screen, every once in a while you would see a flash of the wire that was holding up the rocket on the screen in that program. Do we not have rockets today? Haven't we been to the moon? Everything that exists today, other than what God created naturally, was created in somebody's mind, man or woman. That's the uniqueness of being a human being. We are unique, unlike any other creature on the planet. We have the ability to think and reason. Other creatures do not have this ability. So I challenge you to gather information. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm not trying to get you to buy anything. And I tell that when new people come in my office. I make them two promises when they come in. I'm not going to ask you to buy a thing at this meeting, and there won't be a second meeting unless you desire it. But I can guarantee you one thing. You will leave with information documented, mathematically proven that you didn't know existed before. Are you ready to take a chance, or do you want to continue down your road of being one of the 95% dead or dead broke? It's up to you. Get my book, The Family Money Farm, The CFO Project. There they are going overhead. Go to cfo-project.com, put in your name and email address. You will get an email and a link to download my two books cover to cover. God bless you all. We will see you here in a couple of days.